Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. Happy New Year, my friends. Happy New Year. We're here in a creative testing world, and I'm only going to be here very briefly. Today, I want to work on the Medieval District Hermit Railway Network Station. I want to take a break from all the prank war shenanigans and stuff that's going on. I want to start tackling this HRN station in the Medieval District, which we had planned to start doing a few episodes ago, but then the prank war kind of kicked off, and that sort of distracted us from doing this. So just for those of you who may have missed it, this is kind of the plan that we came up with a few episodes ago for the medieval HRN station. And if you don't know what the HRN is, it's Rendog's project. It's like his big season project. It's his baby, kind of, for this season. And it's essentially a giant network of rail lines that's going to basically connect up the entirety of the server. And each district is going to have its own station. And I volunteered to do the medieval one. So this is kind of the plan that we have. We're going to have a tower in a corner, a line running in here, and a line running in here on these two sides. And then we'll have like a big kind of Tudor-style manor building that'll wrap around, and then a wall here. I think that's the basic principle. But I wanted to show you this just for anyone who may have missed it a few episodes ago. Let's jump onto the actual server and start working on this. Well, I just came from the shopping district to check on my glass station profits. Looks like someone has bought a whole lot of glass. I think I have like 3 empty double chests of glass. I don't know what it's for, but hey, I will gladly take those diamonds. Starfort's coming along as well. Doc has been doing a little bit of extra work on it, designing some things. I'm gonna put these diamonds away, and then we'll head over to the Starfort. Do I still have? Yeah, I still got tons of stone, which is all I need for now. We're gonna use a lot more materials than just stone when we make the actual station that we're going to be working on today. But just for this very moment, the only thing I really need is stone, because I want to outline a couple things first. So, diorite there. Mob drops over there. That goes there. Good enough. The rest we can live without for the moment. So the medieval station should be right over here. This is the area that has been marked for the station, and there's going to be a line running in on this side and on this side. So what we need to sort out, this actually looks like it's been a little bit damaged. I don't know if this is a creeper explosion or what, but we're gonna do one of those and at least get rid of the water. But anyway, as I was saying, so I think the first thing I need to do is probably get rid of these trees that are around the perimeter that are just super, super close. We can always replant them later if we need to, but these ones should be fine. This one I think is probably going to have to go. This one's just a little bit too close as well, because we're going to have a tower right here. And maybe this one? I think this one has to go as well. That was just a little bit too close. But the other ones I think can stay. There are monsters nearby? Okay, let's swing over here then. Sleep. We've done it. Okay, anyway, so first of all, let's grab some stone. And I know that I want the tower to be centered on this. So I'm thinking we'll go like 1, 2. And we'll probably make it a pretty basic tower shape. Like so. Just real simple little circle, right? I also just realized I do not have rockets. Ta-da! We now have rockets. Good. Okay. So right now this looks a little funky because the trees and the elevation is all different and stuff like that, but it'll be fine once this thing actually gets built up. We'll have a tower here. Then, I think, well, do we? Is that how we want to do this? Now that I'm looking at this, I don't know if that's actually true. I do know that I want to have a 5-wide gap centered on the actual rail line itself. I know that much for sure. Then we have a tower for here. And then the manor building. We'll keep using stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, if we're gonna have a tower here, I want to have a wall on it. Now I'm kind of like looking at this and going, maybe we need to change the dimensions of this a bit. And you know what? These leaves are never gonna go away unless I chop down this tree too. Back. There we go. Yeah. Let me do a little bit more plotting and planning here, guys. I'm gonna lay out a couple things in the real world. And, well, I mean, in the real Hermitcraft world instead of my creative world. Let me tweak some things here. I'll be back in just a sec. All right, my friends, I am back. I've been laying out some stuff. This is going to be kind of the manor building over here that sort of wraps around. The tower's going to go in this corner. I found something out while I was doing this. When this initial area was being marked out, the box, this square that was built, was not actually built centered around where the rail lines were going to go. So, so it's not centered. The whole thing is off by a block. I'm really glad that I caught this now. Instead, I assumed they were centered. When I started with this whole thing, I just assumed that the center point of the box would be where these two lines, this railway line and that railway line met up right here. I assumed that this was the center point. It's actually not. This whole thing that I've planned out has to shift one block this way, going that way. I am so glad that I caught this now while I'm planning things and laying out outlines, rather than after I had built half of the build. Because, man, would that have been frustrating. This is why you outline. This is why you put down an outline first. Because if I had not caught that, that would have been, that probably would have been a rage quit for sure. Like, if I built this entire thing and then found out, oh yeah, it's got to go a block that way. Oh man, I would have lost it. But I'm glad I caught it now. So all I need to do is basically shift this whole, the manor house part of it over one block there, and then it will be centered. You can tell right here, if this is the railway line, we've got 2 blocks, and then it hits the line. And over here, we have 1 block, and it hits the line, and it should be 2. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll shift this whole thing over. The other thing I want to do is I actually want to fill this whole thing in. This hole here, we've got this kind of goofy elevation change. And I'm all for elevation changes in builds and stuff like that, but I think it just looks really unnatural here. It just doesn't look right. So I'm going to fill this whole thing in, actually coming all the way to over here. I do have plenty of grass. I guess I just don't have any more in my inventory. But I've got plenty of grass. That'll get this all on an even plane, like an even elevation or whatever. And then I can always come back and add some maybe elevation around the walls, or, you know, whatever I want to do. But I think to start with, I kind of want to even this whole thing out and just make this a little bit easier to work with. It's a little weird. It's a little off right now. It's a little strange, and it's kind of hard to get my numbers and my counting and stuff right because it's like, oh yeah, by the way, there's this spot here, and it's like, it's not even, so yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna get this whole thing filled in. I'll get the building shifted over to where it needs to go, and then we'll start getting the actual building done. All right, guys, I am back, and I've gotten the foundations all laid out and all that kind of good stuff. Let me just land here. There we go. And basically, what we've got is several sections that are all 9x9s. So we have a 9x9 here. Do I have any? Yeah, stones. So we have a 9x9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's a 9x9. Here's a 9x9. This square, basically, it's, what would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 9x9 squares. That's our main building. I've been dinking around in the creative world for quite a while trying to figure out how I wanted to do the walls and this tower. And I honestly, I have tried variations upon variations, and I can't really I couldn't come up with one that I liked that included a tower here, because I couldn't find a way to make the tower look the way that it looked like in my head when I was kind of envisioning this. So I think what I want to do is I want to just start sort of working on the main building, and then we'll kind of come back to the tower and the rest of it later. Let's put down some bone blocks here. Let me grab an ender chest, spruce logs. There we go. So let's start. Just grab a whole bunch of these guys, and we can start sort of putting these down. So essentially what I'm going to do is we're just going to put these on the corners of those 9x9s that I was just talking about. So 9x9, and so on, and so, oh, you are facing the wrong way. Right there. There we go. And we'll start dividing this up. In the meantime, though, I want to know, how was your guys' New Year's? I had New Year's fantastic. We went over, my wife and I, we went over to our neighbor's house and just spent some time visiting with the neighbors. They were having a couple people over for New Year's. My neighbor is an active duty command sergeant major. And as many of you know, I'm a veteran myself. So, we have that kind of military bond, for lack of a better word. I don't know. We're friends, but they're just wonderful people. They got a couple of wonderful children. They're just super nice. The types of neighbors that you want, the types of neighbors that you're like, if you ever need anything, you can knock on their door and they're happy to help, and vice versa. So we have a really good relationship with us and with them. And they invited us over along with a couple other people who I didn't really know to go spend some time with them for New Year's. And that's what we did. And unfortunately, I had a bit of an accident. I actually was helping them light off fireworks for New Year's, them and their kids. And I was lighting a sparkler for one of their daughters, little sparkly wand things. And I burned my hand pretty bad. So I've got this giant, nickel-sized blister on my right hand right now, and it hurts real bad. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, not good. Did I miscount? I miscounted something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Tell you what, let's just start bringing this over. Yeah, I miscounted this one. Okay, no big deal. We're gonna start framing out the house here. So yeah, let that be a lesson to you. Be safe with fireworks. Don't light them irresponsibly, like an idiot like me. Otherwise, you'll burn yourself. It's not super bad. I didn't need to go to the hospital or anything like that. But it stings. I got a giant blister. Hopefully, it'll go away within the next week or so. But yeah, definitely regretted that. Anyway. So what I want to do is I want to kind of frame out the house here with spruce logs, like so, some timber, right? And then we're going to have a bone block background, right? So behind this is something that most of you have probably seen me do before, but we're going to put bone blocks behind. And then I may divide this into 2 floors. Oh, hi. Brought that over. One too many. I might divide this into 2 floors. I was kind of looking at Rendog's chicken shop. His I forget what he named it, but I was kind of looking at this, and I was like, you know what? This actually looks really good, because originally I was just going to have it be 1 floor with really big windows and stuff, but then I was kind of looking at this and going, I actually really like the way that this looks. So we might take some of these elements. We might take some of those architectural elements and incorporate them into this building. I don't think what we're going to build is going to be quite as fantasy, like with that sort of sloped roof and stuff like that. We want this to look a little bit more realistic than what he has over there. But I think we might incorporate some of those design elements to kind of break up the walls, make them look a little bit better, and all that kind of good stuff. I think this is right. Yeah, that's the right elevation. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to get the framework all kind of laid out, and then I will be right back with you. All right, guys, I am back. I have finished framing this out, and I made some changes to it. So I decided to bump the whole thing up by an extra 2 blocks so that I could go base, 1, 2, 3, 4, beam, 1, 2, 3, 4, top. So each of the floors, I guess you would say, is essentially 4 high if you don't include the base and the ceiling beam, if that makes any sense. Why don't we just build a little bit of this together so I can just kind of show you what I mean? That might be easier. So let's go up here, and we'll just build like this little cross section, let's say. Let's just do this little bit of it together. There we go. So we'll go up to here, and that'll give us something sort of along these lines. And then, I have a crafting bench in my inventory. Here we go. I think I'm going to go probably spruce there, I think. Yeah, probably spruce. Let's go like that. Let's go like that, and let's make some spruce fences. Why, do shift? There we go. Much better. Let's do just a few more. That'll be fine for now. So then here, we'll do a spruce fence like that. And we'll do one here as well. And that's just kind of to break this whole little bit up, right? And then I'm thinking like right here, we'll tear out some window spots and do the same right there. I don't suppose I can reach that one, can I? There we go. Got it. And I think... now that's an interesting question. Do I want to go oak stairs? Is that what we want here? Go like that? I think I like that a little bit better. The other option would be to use a different material like spruce, but I think it's fine just going with the oak window panes, or I guess you would call them window panes. I think we just do it like that. Go there. And then we just have this one. Well, and I suppose technically we also have this little bit right here as well. So let's go boop. Like so. Upside down. There. So we'll get something kind of like that going. Looks a little funky in the corners, but we can kind of work around that. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. So I think that's fine. It'll look great from the outside if we look at it from like over here. I think that looks awesome. And then for the second floor, I'm just gonna kind of dump some of this stuff away. Let's just go like that. There we go. Grab some bone blocks, and I've got some quartz stairs. And I think what we'll do there, just land. Here we go. So here, I don't know what I'm going to have at this level. Probably this will be some sort of ceiling, is what I'm thinking. Maybe it'll just even be oak. That might be totally fine. In fact, I think that's probably what we'll do. We'll put like cross beams, right? Kind of going across like so, and that'll look good from down below. And then this will probably just do it like this, is what I'm thinking. Well, that doesn't look good here, but we can sort the floor and stuff out. I care far more right now about how it looks from the outside. So what I'm thinking is we'll do our bone blocks, and then we'll go stair, stair. Like so. And then it's going to look like that, which I think looks pretty solid. And then to add a little bit of detail, we can go like this. Right? Just to help break up that little transition right there. I think that'll look good, and then we'll have windows up there as well. So kind of taking some of that inspiration from like Rendog's house bit there. I think this looks okay. What would probably look better is if we ran like dark oak stairs here and then slabs across, just to kind of add some depth to the ceiling. I think that would look pretty good. We're going to be using dark oak in other parts of the build as well. But let's just go and finish. Ooh. Let's just go ahead and finish this part. There we go. And here. And there. Oh, and I missed one more over here. Beautiful. So that's kind of what it's going to look like. Each of the sections will basically look like this. But then we also need to do the roof. And that's where it's going to get a little bit different. Let's actually take the bone blocks out because I have a whole shulker box devoted just to those. I'm going to put random stuff away. Grab spruce. Put this stuff in here. Grab some more spruce. Okay. So next thing, can I make that? Oh, look at that. Anyway, as I was saying, next thing is this little bit. And this is essentially going to be the outline of our roof. So what we want to do is go up 2, over, up 2, and then bust out the bottom. And then here's our center point. So again, not right there. Try again. There we go. Got it. So it's going to basically do a shape like this. So we'll go up 2. We can start this one at the same time since it's basically going the same place. Break that. And break that. There we go. So we get a nice, relatively steep roof shape like this. And I think that's what we want here. How's that look? Yeah, I think that'll look fairly okay. Actually, that one is not supposed to be there. I messed that one up. We're not supposed to have... Oh, no! Try again. Oh, no! Okay, well... Would have been fine if I hadn't run out of rockets. Try this again. There we go. Okay. Silly thing. Anyway, so we'll have a corner here. And then we're going to put a corner here. 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 And then finally down here. So these will be our corners. Over, up, over, up. Go like so, and can I... Oh, look at that. That's probably the best way to do it, is just take it all the way up to the top and then drop back down. So we'll have a corner there, corner down here, corner here. Yeah. This is gonna look really good, I think. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Man, flight is killing me. But then we're also going to have cross beams. So I've marked out a beam here and here and so on and so forth. And we'll kind of have cross beams sort of coming across almost like bracers on the roof. Tell you what, why don't I get all these supports or whatever you want to call them in place, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, guys, framework is finished, and I think it looks pretty good. You can see we've got one cross section going this way, and then one cross section going this way. So I think all of the roof framework is done at this point. It's really just a matter of filling in the blocks, but then we also need to do the wall, the tower, and some sort of an interior as well. So although we've got a very good start on this project, I would say we are far from finished. However, my friends, I think I am very much out of time for this episode. So I gotta call this one right here. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.